Hi, my hair is not really behaving. I'm pretty tired, but I feel like getting this done now, so I don't really care. I'm going to go ahead and get this pretty much, hopefully, will be my last video because I missed a couple of topics. I had to run them down here to make sure I don't miss them in uh, this video here. I noticed that one thing that I did leave out is why I believe that, well, why I know that the perpetrators behind this crime uh, our government, why I know it's COINTELPRO. Not only is the technology so advanced that was used against me that the military and government would be, the United States military and government would be, would have to be the culprits, but also I left off the fact that I've been falsely arrested many, many times, and you have to understand that the police participate in the COINTELPRO. I remember being locked up and cops saying things that only somebody that was spying on me would know about and laughing about it. I mean, this is blatantly obvious how they don't do this like covertly. They let me know that they know stuff about me and very personal stuff that only somebody that's spying on me would know. And this doesn't just happen once or twice. We're talking thousands and thousands of times, 50, 60, 100 times in a day this goes on. It's not one or two times. It's amazing the amount of time and energy that they spend into this. In fact, I'm going to get into some pretty bizarre stuff here in a moment on that. But the cops act. I'm talking about uniformed police officers actively participating in the gaslighting. Gaslighting is, look it up on Google gaslighting, and you'll learn what that is. The It's amazing how much time and energy is spent into this, but they have a lot. There's a lot at stake. There's a lot of money at stake in this. It's completely believable to me because just look at the figures that they're spending to justify this war on terror. They're bilking the public out of billions of dollars. Well, I don't believe that there's billions of dollars of terrorists in the United States. There it might be there. I'm not saying that there's nobody in the United States that doesn't like us. Don't get me wrong. What I'm saying is billions of dollars worth of terrorists in the United States. If our foreign policy keeps going the way it's going, that could be true. But a lot of that is manufactured terrorism. like in my case, like what they try to do with me is they're trying to manufacture a terrorist. So I remember at the cop station, we're not just talking about one or two cops. We're talking about every single cop, hundreds. This is hundreds. I mean, I've been COINTELPRO'd by tens of thousands of people sympathetic with the cops and are involved in programs that are close to law enforcement and any kind of thing, which encompasses a great deal in the United States. A lot of people agree with this kind of activity. Actually, it's pretty bad. Uh, the but at the cop station, every single cop was involved in it. There was not a cop that did not participate in the gaslighting, and so they they're involved in it. And just about every government agency I've been in, they're actively involved. In the courthouse, they're actively involved. People in uniform. So that's how I know that the government is involved in it, and it's not speculation. They're involved in it. They do it, and they're probably behind the scenes manipulating a lot of the people that aren't government. They just manipulate these people through social engineering and straight out lies and a multitude of different facets. Now, I'm guessing on how they do it, but common sense would tell me these things because a lot of these people have been informed different lies about me. Different lies have gotten back to me and stuff, and you know, And you know, people have a tendency to you know, some asshole puts on a uniform and all of a sudden he's believable. You know, the TV's brainwashed people to believe that. So um, so I also wanted to bring up, there's a UFO video on my site now. Now that's something that I picked up. If you pause it, you can see it's one of those orbs that a lot of people are seeing across the country. Now I didn't actually knowingly film that. That I have that spy watch. It's not a very good video, but actually if you pause it, you can actually see very clearly that it is one of those orbs. Uh, I bought a spy watch to catch the COINTELPRO. And I turned on the spy watch because wherever I go, I'm terrorized one way or the other. And so I had the spy watch going to catch one of these activities. So I'm puttering down to the store to pick up, just to do my grocery shopping. I don't go out very often. I don't go out, you know. I sometimes have to force myself to go out just to blow the stink off of me. But for the most part, I stay home. But I was going out because I do want to get some. I don't trust other people to do my grocery shopping for me, so I go down to the store and I pick up some food and I come back home and that's really it. And in that short amount of time, believe me, I'm probably in that short amount of time it takes me to walk the less than a mile down to the grocery store and back and do my shopping. I've probably hit my COINTELPRO 20, 30 times, maybe sometimes more on a really bad day. But anyway, I had so I have my spy watch going, so I can record these assholes, you know, doing their stuff. And this UFO, if you know the way that I walked, I changed directions and so on. And when I say UFO, I don't necessarily mean aliens. I'm saying unidentified flying object. I don't know what it is. I've looked online to see if it was a drone, or you know, see if they had any pictures of any circular orbs or whatever. I've researched into this. So now not only do I have voices and I have COINTELPRO, but now I have orbs following me too. My life, but the thing, I'm changing directions, and this orb is kind of staying in the camera. When I first went in, you can first see it kind of in the upper. And if you watch the long version of the video, I actually have several different versions of it. But if you watch the long versions, you can see it. It basically follows the camera. It like almost wants to be filmed by my spy watch. It's the second sighting I've had, but that one I caught on film, or actually it caught itself on film is probably a better description of what happened. So I don't know what it is. Is it a drone the United States is using? Is that how they're communicating with me with the voices? I don't know the answer to any of these questions, but I have looked to try and find some of the answers. I do know that orbs have been seen. They were called Foo Fighters back in as early as the 40s. And there were orbs, and they've been around. So they've been around for a long time. These orbs. Um, I don't know. A lot of people. I'm thinking that maybe a lot of TIs, people that are targeting individuals, might, you know, we're hearing voices here. Are they aliens? Well, if they're aliens, keep in mind that I'm a victim of COINTELPRO. This is the only thing I can say about this. Is that if these voices that I'm hearing is actually not the government, but actually aliens that are communicating with me through these orbs and stuff. You have to understand is that would mean that everybody that I've met that's participated in this COINTELPRO activity is mind control, and that would mean by further extension of the thing that basically what you're saying then is that aliens would have had to have mind controlled everybody in the United States, basically. That is what that would mean. These orbs mind controlled everybody. I don't know. I'm not. I'm a salesman, for crying out loud. You know, I mean, I've had my political activist years. I do know a lot about the law. You know, but I don't know a whole lot about alien technology and stuff. So it's a pretty scary thought. The only thing that I can say is that or what I was going to say, and that kind of escaped me, but they could just be a drone. It could just be, you know, the United States government certainly now has the technology to make a drone look like that. I'm not talking about all the other UFO photos. I'm not trying to discredit them. I'm talking about my particular experience. The U.S. government could make a circular craft, I'm sure, and have it, you know, fly around. It'd be just they just make a circular drone and fly it around out there for my benefit, just to kind of throw me off and creep me out. And I think that also could be very, very, very likely. I've also seen news reports of them able to broadcast like an AM band to people in war zones to try and calm them down and stuff, and different types of war applications and stuff like that, where they'll broadcast a signal almost subliminally to different populaces to mellow them out, to subliminally mellow them out. And I'm wondering if they're not doing that to a certain degree here. And that's how they were able to communicate with me, because it certainly sounded, especially in the early years. My targeting has kind of changed gears a lot through the years, and in the early years, it was very, very realistic that I was like on some kind of roundtable radio show. I mean, it was like my brain was on. There's a whole bunch of people surrounding with like my brain in the middle of a table, and they were like having this roundtable conversation, you know, with me and about me, and just and laughing and bringing up all kinds of embarrassing stuff and hassling me and bothering me while I was just trying to, you know, you can't function well. It's very distracting. You've got all this round table radio thing going on, and you're trying to cook dinner. It just ain't going to happen. You're going to burn dinner, and it's, you know, or try to work. Forget about it. Forget about it. You know, and then they also have ways of making you dizzy. You know, that could have been the hypnotism. I don't know. I don't know the answers to how they're able to pull this off, because, you know, I've never really been all that interested in technology. It's somewhat interesting, but, you know, it's not something I want to spend a whole lot of my time dabbling in. You know, I don't mind other people. To each their own is my thing. I'm interested in more at other fields. I respect people that are interested in science. I don't have any problem with people that are, but myself, I'm just more interested in other fields. And so, you know, I don't know the answers to these questions. All I can tell you is what some of my best guesses are, and I can share my experiences with you. So as far as the UFO photo, I don't know if it's a drone. I don't know if it's a UFO. If they are real UFOs, they mind controlled everybody, which is yeah, I don't know if I necessarily believe that. I've certainly seen enough weird things to believe that it's possible, though. I've seen enough weird things to believe it's possible. So I don't know. The last thing I wanted to go over. Now, keep in mind, I wanted to go over with you how I was able to kind of maintain throughout this whole thing. Because believe me, it got really bad. It got bad. Shooting me would have been more humane than what I've been through. Shooting me would have I would have been better. And so I wanted to kind of go over with you what some of the ways I was, and I have done this in the earlier videos, but since I figured this is going to be the last one, I kind of just wanted to quickly go over some of the ways I was able to cope. Now, keep in mind, I tried to kill myself a few times, so this isn't. This is certainly not necessarily going to work. But this is how I think I was able to keep it together somewhat, where I'm still alive and somewhat and sane today. These are some of the things I've tried that were pretty effective. One of the first things that I tried that actually did give me some relief, especially if you're getting what the other TIs call voice to skull. And this is when you're hearing voices, and they're bombarding you, and it, you know, and you get caught up in their uh, psychological bombardment. It's psychic war. Uh, to learn how to get into the now And there's a lot of good books on the subject, but you just get into the